everybody, and I'm David Soldani. This is Take Two Radio Presents Have You Heard, and I'm your host. And joining me today, just at the wire, is Belynda Gates-Turner.
Hi,
Thank
David.
you for joining us.
You're welcome. Do you ever have that sphincter tightening sensation when you have to be on the phone and then your phone decides, nah, I don't want to make calls right now? So.
Yes, I have.
I am here. Yay. I'm having a coronary, but I'm here. Whew.
You're here, and together we're going to make our apologies that Michael Thomas is unable to join us again. He's still having technical difficulties, but he's going to try and join us in our next show.
Yay.
Which will be August 30th.
Yep. That'll be exciting.
That ought to be exciting. We should have lots of dirt to discuss with him then, and I'm looking forward to him joining us.
Yes, very much.
Very much. And I'm going to ask a very serious question. How much dirt do you have today?
How much dirt do I have? Let's see. Not quite as big as like the mountain of dirt from Close Encounters, but we've got a modicum of dirt. I'm excited. We have good stuff.
We've learned a lot in the past couple of weeks, haven't we?
We have. There's a lot of good stuff going on. Yeah.
So I'll let you start it wherever you want to begin.
Let's start with General Hospital. We saw Raymond Berlin. We finally got to meet Hayden's dad, and they got a really great actor, but it seems such a shame since he's, in and out the door. I mean, I don't think it's more than that one appearance because she's leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but the actor is Robert Curtis Brown. He recently appeared in The Handmaid's Tale. He's a great actor. He did some scenes on Y&R. He's been on All My Children. He had a recurring role on Search for Tomorrow way back in the day.
Oh, I remember. That name is familiar, because I used to watch that. But I think it was... Yeah, he was on before I was watching that, so.
Yeah, he was a nice-looking older gentleman, and what was interesting was Rebecca Budig said that from her understanding of things, they did try to get to, I don't know if they were trying to bring back the old actors for Jeff Weber and Steve Weber, because there was a lot of talk about it, and so there was some action there, but it didn't work out, and then, of course, they wrote her out. So it's just kind of tough for her to get, this pivotal family member on her way out the door.
Yeah.
So, and she's definitely gone.
She is gone now, even though she has fled the GH nest for the meantime.
For the meantime.
Do we have a last air?
I have got spoilers for her. I'm looking. I know she'll be through the end of this week, and I'm pretty sure, based on the spoilers I have, I think next week is her last week. So, because she quit shooting when they ended for their 3-week summer break, that was her last day. And that was, pretty early to mid-July. So we're looking at, mid-August. So, yeah, I'd say next week.
Next week?
Gone. Yeah. And then one of the other pieces of GH news is also Hayden adjacent is the guy who's playing her smarmy ex-husband, Jared. Yes. He's really good. His name is Matt Corboy, I'm assuming is how you pronounce the last name. It's Corboy. He's great. I hate him, which means he's doing a good job.
Maybe they should keep him.
Well, if they keep him, keep her, I'm for keeping all of it because it sounds like he wants to show up at her wedding. So, yeah, they got these great, Hayden storylines going, and she's leaving. They finally, it's like all the writing ramped up for this character on her way out the door, and it's just a real shame. But Matt Corboy is going to be around until her last day and will play a pivotal role in her exit.
Yeah, he is a bit on the smarmy side.
He really is. They did a great job casting it, and I thought they did a really good job casting her dad, Raymond. I believed that he was, sketchy and all that, but I also they had some really, good scenes with him acknowledging the fact that he didn't care that she wasn't his biological daughter. I liked all that. I thought it played nicely. And then 2 other exits. Nicholas Bechtel is gone.
Yes.
He's out the door as of the end of last week, and Jeannie Francis is gone right now. She's on vacation. She'll be back, but she's taken a few weeks off, and it sounds like that Laura's on-screen boyfriend Kevin, John Lindstrom, is also going to take a break. So,
Makes sense.
Kind of aligns. Yeah, well, it also aligns because Emma Rylan is on a break. So she's on, kind of wrapping up her maternity thing. So I'm sure the Spencers will all wander back to town, except for Nick Bechtel, about the same time. The big news for me at GH this week is that Roger Howarth is back. It seems like from the spoilers I have, maybe late next week, but definitely the week after, because Roger Howarth has scenes with Maura West the week of August 22nd. So, but they usually, drop people in on Fridays for a cliffhanger moment.
They usually
I'm not
do.
Sure. Yeah, so he may pop his head in next week, but the week after he's back, which means we have Friz scenes, which is yay, and he can comfort her while she's mourning her sister running off,
Yeah, I know. It's sad.
It is sad.
It's sad.
And Finola Hughes is back.
That was fast.
Yeah, I don't know if she's, I know she always takes a summer break. Last summer she extended it because she was making that movie with Ian Buchanan. But she's on set, and Brooklyn Ray Sulzer is on set. And they are filming scenes together. So that was as of the 4th. So it looks like around Labor Day we should have Granny Anna scenes.
Yep, Granny Anna scenes. Now I can hardly believe it. I've been watching them. Well, I know she's been on a long time. I mean, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she had
it's hard to
decade
believe,
gap. Yeah. She had that decade gap back when, was it Wendy Reach? Who fired her? One of them just came in. I'm trying to think. I can't remember who it was. Came in and was like, nope, Finola's fired. And that's how she wound up on All My Children. I think it was Wendy Reach. I can't remember. It's not floating the top of my head, but I'm sorry.
Wendy, he thinks Wendy Rich. I think that's when I was starting to watch it.
Yeah, because she was gone from into the 2000s, because she started on All My Children the early 2000s, I think, and then was back over. Yeah. So it's crazy. But I'm really excited about Roger Howarth being back because I'm a huge Franco fan. I don't know how much you really can't ignore it, but social media is still in this raging thing about Steve Burton's return, And Frank Valentini just did an interview, And did you see that? Did you see what he said to TV Line?
He said that they're not going to overlook that he does look like him.
Right. That echoes what Gene Passanante said. But then he also said, no one has guessed the plot.
No one has guessed.
Which,
no one has guessed
me,
it yet. Yeah.
That's what he said. That, to me, that takes, at least in the short term, that takes the twin twist off the table. It takes a lot of things off the table because that's what everybody has been guessing. I mean, and people have even been guessing and saying things like, oh, Rebecca's AJ. Okay, because I don't know why. But so, he might come back as a doctor. He might come back as a police officer. He might, la. People have guessed that he might come back solely as Sam's hallucination. And I'm assuming Frank Valentini says he sees all this, and no one has gotten it. So
how about that? He's going to dumbfound everybody.
Well, I'm still holding out for this. I say they're going to Soros Danny, and it's going to be Steve Burton. Steve Burton is going to come back as a child. I'm joking.
Is that what you say?
I'm absolutely joking. But hey, that is something that no one has guessed. So he is grown up Danny.
No one has guessed it.
He's grown up Danny. Grown-up Danny back from the future, and he came back to Port Charles in a Cassadine time machine to save his parents. I don't know. With General Hospital, I don't put anything past it.
I think I've seen it all on daytime and nighttime soaps, so I wouldn't doubt it if that happened.
Especially not with General Hospital.
If it's in a dream state, because they did that on Days.
Yeah.
They did that on Days with Hope, but with her.
Isn't Days also had the person possessed by Satan?
That was Marlena, yeah. That's in the OJ.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's like I jokingly said on Twitter when all this came up, I said, obviously what happened is Helena did a brain transplant, and it's her brain in Stone Cold's body.
Mm-hmm.
I was obviously being sarcastic, and someone commented back, brain transplants are not medically possible. So I sent them the link to dictionary.com and advised them to look up sarcasm. And then the same person commented.
You did.
I did. And the same person commented back, and they said, if any writer suggested that, they should be fired. And it's like, and I just had to say, are you really that dumb? And it was just like, no, unfollow, block, done. I can't. If you can't process, because it was obviously ridiculous. And yet it is General Hospital. So we can't forget that stuff. Like, I don't want to suggest it because it'll show up on some website, Helena's brain transplant, and it'll be this whole thing.
Well, Gloria Monty brought it on in the 70s that Mikos Cassadine was freezing the world.
Exactly.
So,
do you remember Casey the Alien?
I remember hearing about it. I know Robin
Casey
and Anna.
Alien, Robin, and then for whatever reason, Casey the Alien had a human doppelganger that Anna slept with. So Robin could, Griffin could be her baby with the alien. But yeah, if anyone's going to go and do something really insane, it's General Hospital. That my takeaway from Frank Valentini's interview was absolute fear. And I know that sounds like so dramatic, but it is a soap opera. Just that I think in trying to outsmart the fans and be clever and try to pull something off, it's like, why wouldn't you just tied to the fact that he came back, like they did on Bold with Kimberlin Brown. That would have been a coup. It would have been like, bam, and Steve Burton walks on the scene and everybody's TVs blow up. That would have been amazing. But now we're all going to we've had a couple of months to sit here and just bite our nails. And by the fact of him saying no one's guessed it, when everyone has guessed everything, that means to me they're going out of their way to be stupid. And I say that with the greatest respect. But it's got that feeling, when everybody figured out that Luke was supposed to be Faison or whoever, and then they changed it around to Luke. They gave him the DID, and it was like, that's the kind of stress that this is giving me, because I feel like they're trying to outthink themselves to get, to fool fans. And for fans that have been watching soaps this long, you've seen everything. It's very hard to get one over. So just write a good story and don't try to play games. Yeah, and I think they're probably maybe spending a little more time playing the games and on the storyline. I am hoping passionately for the best and bracing for just a crap storm to break out when it finally comes. So I would love that if they had Kimberlin Brown did, if they had kept it quiet and just brought him in there and bam, dropped Stone Cold on us. Amazing, but it's too late.
Well, I guess Steve Burton knows, and I guess he's happy with it.
Well,
otherwise he wouldn't have come back, right?
Yeah, well, or they just back the money truck up, and he's like, I don't care. I'll be Helena's brain transplant. Who cares? There is that. It is a job. I mean, I think there's some point where there's a certain amount of money that you're like, whatever, I'll wear a dress. I don't care, because I don't think he's on set shooting yet, because at the fan club weekend, the big event this weekend, Kelly Monaco was saying, and of course they could have told her to fib, but I think we'll probably know when he's on set, and all of his social media stuff has still been in Nashville. I think he's hanging around till his kids go back to school. School's starting soon, and she said they have no idea what they're doing with this or where it's going. She
mentioned that at the club luncheon?
Yeah. So, and if she knew, she couldn't tell us anyway, but still. So, anyway, that's my thing. Let's move on to Bold, if you don't mind.
Oh, we got one more, though.
Oh, okay. What did you got?
Something at GH that was new that came up while we were waiting. Okay. Shelley's got a partner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. They promoted Chris. Is it Chris Van Etten?
Chris Van Etten. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been there a while. He's a younger guy.
Yeah.
If Jean was the crazy one and she's gone, this could be really good,
Could be
I'm
good.
very open to it. It could be good. I mean, I'm always I'm always hoping for the best with all this. Yeah, I saw that and I was very excited about it. And then, of course, well, actually, let's skip right on over to Young and the Restless with their crazy writer news.
Oh, yeah. All right. Were you shocked? I was shocked.
I kind of was like, okay, because the original Highlight Hollywood story was that, Sally was pushing Kay out, and then it comes out, no, that couldn't happen because Sally and Kay are both gone. And the tidbit about wanting to replace Kay with her son, there was a grain of little truth in there, because her son Chris, Sally's son Chris, had been doing a little bit of part-time writing work for the show. But my understanding is he's gone with that.
It wasn't Chris. His name's Adam.
Oh, Adam.
Adam Marina.
Yeah, Adam Marina. Yep, I'm still over on Chris at GH.
Yep.
Yeah, so he actually was there, but was just doing, some very light stuff. He wasn't like full on writing scripts or anything.
And it would be ludicrous on her part to even insist that.
Yeah, I was really surprised because Highlight Hollywood usually doesn't. I don't see them publishing crazy, you know.
No, they don't. But
they're usually solid. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know.
There is a little biased because I heard that Tommy Garrett is he's not that they're best friends or anything, but he was very close to Maria Bell. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was just because he was quoting inside sources and all this, and it's like and you know, maybe there is some underlying thing where Sally was trying to push Kay out, and then she got pushed out too. Who knows? But you know, when Mal Young first showed up and he was shadowing Jill Fahrenfeld, you know, everybody could smell the blood in the water. They're like, yeah, he's there to train at an American soap, and then he's going to get her job, and then bam, there it was. He's done a lot of shows that I like in the UK, and he's written for them. But, you know, it's a different sensibility here. The fans are mad, really mad about some of the stuff that's going on. They hate this Tessa and Mariah thing. And, you know, Sally's been around there. I think that probably came from Mal because British soaps are not nearly as traditional, and conservative is not the right word. And I don't mean, you know, obviously I don't mean politically conservative. I mean just not as wild as soaps are in other countries in Europe, and particularly in England. They have very wild TV.
They have their soaps, but I don't think they're anything like ours.
Yeah, theirs are pretty wild, and I know some people really, really like UK soaps. I haven't really been able to get into them. I love UK TV in general, but I don't watch UK soaps. He also wrote and produced for Doctor Who, which I love. So when it was like he's the executive producer and the writer, it was like, wow. Huh.
Well, he's doing the Chuck Pratt thing.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to think...
And Sally was doing it, too.
Yeah. I mean, I picture more like, you know, there's not like one writer and a typewriter in the room. There's a whole staff of writers, so he can outline
a story. And they just write the outline, and then they hand it to...
Yeah, and hand it to them, and they do all the fill-in and all that. So... I mean, if nothing else, it should be more cohesive because to me it's felt disjointed lately. It's felt disjointed. But I really think if he persists with the Tessa Mariah thing, I mean, there's a reason that Young and the Restless is the only soap that doesn't have that element in it. The fans aren't open to it.
And
you know, I mean.
They're holding out. I think Y&R is holding out, not because they're against it, or maybe they don't feel like, I don't know, maybe they don't have enough support for it.
I mean, and they've done really well on Bold with, you know, Maya's story, and Days of Our Lives, of course, has all kinds of stuff going on, and GH, they have, you know, Parker's starting back with Christina next week. Oh, that was the piece of news I forgot. Ashley Johnson's back as of next week. And so Parker and Christina are back on. But what I have seen across the board on social media from, you know, the vast majority of Y&R fans is, I don't want it. I won't watch it. I don't like it. The show doesn't need it.
About Tessa and Mariah?
Yeah, about Tessa and Mariah. And
really?
Yeah, and I mean, in the soap groups and everything, like passionately. It's I think it's the majority, and for me, it's kind of funny because I mean that's not funny, but it's interesting because Mariah, to me, has not had great chemistry with any guy, and I think she actually does have good chemistry with Tessa.
She does.
You know, I I don't care for her and Devon. I don't feel an energy there. I definitely didn't feel it with her and Kevin. And this, it's like I actually believe it. So
it's sort of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think if they've already written it and they've already shot it, it's happening, and that's been my response when I've written, because I've written some articles about it. I said it was coming. I was one of the first to write it, and people like freaked out, and then it was really getting closer, and I read it again, and people were getting upset, and I'm like, look, you know, I've seen pictures from tomorrow's show. It's happening. There's a kiss. There's a whole thing, and you know, it's one of those. It's like it's your reality now. I'll deal with it.
Remember, you warned me. Because I said, I can't believe it. And you said it's coming.
It's coming.
Well, hopefully,
go ahead.
Hopefully they'll play it carefully. But remember, Sally and Kay's stuff is still playing out, and Mal's stuff his own stuff won't show up until October.
Until October, right? So, I mean, whatever. So we're looking at 2 more months of it, and at least a month of it's been shot. So, you know, if they got a certain way down the road, I'm very interested to see the ratings for next week. I haven't checked the ratings lately. I mean, I saw them in my Sub Digest, and boy, General Hospital is dropping. It was at a 1.7, and it's like,
my God, it's making me nervous.
I know, because Days is a 1.5, and it's like there's just this hair's breadth between those two, and we know that Days is teetering already, and, you know, Carlovati's stuff is starting to pull in. I want to see, you know, the numbers once everything is firmly under his grip, but I think they're counting on a big boost from Steve Barton, and I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
If it's safe to put all their eggs in one basket like that.
Yeah, and he's the basket, and so, you know, I think it's one of those things that's going to be really good or really bad. So I'm obviously...
Do you think that this was Mariah and Tessa was more Sally and Kay?
No. Honestly, I don't. I think it was Mal, because there's just a lot more of that type of storylines on UK TV, period. Daytime, nighttime, everything. You know, I mean, their TV, they've got like full boobs and everything, and we're not talking like HBO cable, like regular TV, and you can, the language and just everything. It's just a very different sensibility. You know, they think we're prudes. A lot of European countries see us as very prudish and
not as progressive.
Yeah, I mean, just you know, it's an interesting dynamic, and Y&R hasn't had any of this. They tried the thing with Gene Cooper way back when, and then there was the thing with Rafe that lasted just a hot second. But they really haven't gone there, and I think it's because they dipped their toe in the water, and the fans have just roared, and they've backed off. I mean, the reality is, it is a reality of everyday life, and it actually doesn't make sense for there not to be any gay people in Genoa City. It doesn't.
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here and there, you don't have to make everything, but it doesn't make sense for there not to be a same-sex story. I'm of the mindset that you love your soap or you don't, and if you want to turn off because there's one little plot that you don't like, then you're not a real fan. You know, you're a fair weather fan, like with your sports team, and I never say, if General Hospital does this, if whatever does this, then I'll stop watching. I don't, you know, and I can't think of anything they would do that I would just go, that's it, and I would turn it off. I mean, they'd have to behead a baby or something, and then I might turn it off. Short of that, I don't know. There's things I like and things I don't.
Yeah, but they have to suck it up and all, and that, because it is. I mean, it's not all about that one thing, and
right.
we're not the only podcast that's going to tell the people that.
Yeah, and, you're not going to like every story. For me, at General Hospital, I frankly think Maurice Baynard needs to be locked in his dressing room at least 3 days a week. He gets way too much screen time on General Hospital. And I just don't need Sonny to be in every plot. Frank Valentini and, the others seem to disagree. And they want Sonny literally in every plot, and I don't. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't like it. I'm not in charge. I'm going to keep watching. Maura West, she's killing it. She's my favorite part of the show. I like Sam's thing. It's been going on too long.
Mm-hmm.
There's always stuff that I like more and less. I don't care for the teenage stuff, but it comes around every summer, and I know it's coming, and it's like, whatever. So you have to take it all. I think you with soaps are a very special brand niche in TV. Like, to me, it's a commitment. I've been watching since I was 9 because my sister got me started, and it's, it's part of me.
Yeah.
I watched it while I rocked my babies, and that's. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't miss a day ever. I always watch. And there's a legion of people that say, "Oh, I just fast forward through that part." I don't. I just don't. I watch every minute, so that's me.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
And what else we got? We're on Y&O.
Well,
anything that's coming?
I don't have, other than Mal Young, I didn't have any other Y&R stuff on my radar that would, in terms of casting. Let me look and see if there's anything that's cropped up. The new actress that's playing Crystal is sticking around, and as I suspected, she is attached to Tessa, but people are, thinking that somehow Tessa got her into this human trafficking thing. It isn't. Greg Reichardt is back on the set of Y&R. So he, as of August 3rd, he was shooting new scenes. So that was the quickest exit ever. I don't know if they brought him back for a loose end, or if they're just going to keep him as recurring. I don't know. But there was a picture of him and Christian LeBlanc on the set, so I like it.
Yep, I'm glad he's back.
Yeah.
We were a little off because remember the last time we said that Nick and Chelsea meet a mysterious stranger, and we thought we were hoping it was Adam, but it turns out it was.
Yeah, I have moved into the camp that I think it's going to be a cold day in Genoa City Hell before Adam Newman comes back to town. I mean, I think they're keeping, and definitely not Michael Muhney. I don't think it's going to happen. I think, maybe Mal Young is keeping Adam as his trump card. Like, if everything else goes to crap and his ratings slide, and then he's like, but wait, Adam's alive. He doesn't want to play that card unless he has to.
Unless he has to. Maybe.
That's my theory. Yeah. That's, just a silly theory, but.
But all that, I know this is not part of, but all that, do you think Eric Braden's book is keeping Michael from getting the job back?
Well, no.
Because
Michael,
he is mentioned, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Michael and Eric seem to have, in recent months, been civil to each other on social media. And none of us know what happened on that set. But
none of us know, and people are still guessing about what happened there.
Right. But if there is, and he seems like a great guy, and he seems like a good family man, and so There could be nothing that happened, something that happened, something minor that happened that was misinterpreted. I don't know. But if there was anything that even sniffed of some kind of harassment issue, I don't think that the network would roll the dice to bring him back in. And we don't know what happened. None of us know. And, Hunter King's not there. Yeah, I mean, we don't know. Nothing was filed, but, nothing was filed against Bill Cosby for years either. And I'm not comparing the two. Let me clarify. I'm not comparing my community to Bill Cosby, but in Hollywood, things get covered up. I'm not saying anything happens that needed covered up. But I'm saying that things do happen that don't ever see the light of day. There's a very ugly underbelly to what goes on in L.A. So just to say that no charges were filed, and that even happens to regular people, like you and I. I mean, people that something bad has happened to them, but no charges were filed because there wasn't enough evidence, or there wasn't an eyewitness, or there was,
Right.
So that to me isn't a defense that nothing happened. But at the same time, absolutely nothing could have happened. If there was even a sniff of something happening, CBS can't bring him back. That's what I think. Because even if something did happen and now he's on his best behavior, just the presence could trigger lawsuits. People are lawsuit happy and they like to sue and they, blah, blah, blah. So I would be shocked if it was him.
If it's true?
I'm saying I would be shocked if and when Adam comes back, if it was Muni. I would be 100% shocked. And just because screaming at Eric Braeden on set, and as long as Eric Braeden is still on that show, even if you said sorry, Eric Braeden stands by his statements that, and a lot of people witnessed them not brawling physically, but screaming and yelling on set. And Eric Braeden says Muni tried to get him fired. He said that in his book. He has said it in interviews. And the other stuff aside, that's enough to keep him gone. Because Eric Braeden is the 500-pound gorilla on that set.
Yeah, I guess. I don't want to believe. It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to believe anything ugly. I actually don't really want to think about what goes on behind the sets. I like to see them as their characters. And
me too. Maybe it's safer that way.
Yeah, I mean, to me, in a way, it's like la 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 la, just blinders. My favorite actor, I know nothing about his personal life. My favorite actor in the world, Daniel Day-Lewis, he hides out between movies, and I think he's even retired now, but I know nothing about his personal life, and that's what I think why he's brilliant, and I believe everything he does. So, but soap actors, they have to, soap actors have to interact. They have to be on social media. It helps the shows. It's a different kind of business. So, I like seeing the stuff. I just don't want to see the dirty laundry. I want to save the drama for the show.
Save the drama for the show. That's what we need.
That's right. All right. I have a smidgen of Bold and the Beautiful.
Okay.
One thing I want to. Well, this is a reminder. You and I know this, but this is a reminder for anybody listening, because I keep seeing comments on in Facebook groups and stuff that people are hoping that Quinn and Sheila will kill each other, or that Sheila will be arrested and taken to jail, or that Quinn will shove Sheila off a cliff. Kimberlyn Brown has a 1-year contract, of which she's done a month. She's not going to die. She's not going to go to prison. She is there for 11 months. Maybe they'll send her to Genoa City at the end, but maybe they'll keep her the whole year. She's not going anywhere. People need to buckle up for that ride, for that wild Sheila ride, and just embrace the crazy. So that's just a caveat, because you and I know that,
Yeah.
So Ian Buchanan is back next week Originally, the air date we were given was August 16th, but now I'm hearing August 17th. He's back as Dr. James Warwick. Yeah, it's so strange. So Eric calls him in, and he's going to diagnose Sheila, who's obviously a lunatic still. But it's like to me, I love Ian Buchanan. I'm thrilled he's coming. I love him. I wish they hadn't killed him in General Hospital. So I'm so excited. But it's funny that you call in her ex-shrink that she was also married to, that she has a kid with, and he's supposed to give an unbiased.
Yeah, he can.
An unbiased purple. Yeah, she tried to stab him to death with a fireplace poker. He's probably going to say what she wants him to out of abject fear. So I'm very excited about this. This should be fun.
I'm hoping that he says, Eric, I can't really do this. I'm partial.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. And I don't know how long his arc is. I haven't seen anything on how long it is. So he could be in and out. I hope he's sticking around. I adore him, but he starts Thursday, a week from tomorrow.
A week.
A week from tomorrow, Thursday, August 17th. And Aaron D. Spears, who is always great as Justin, he has scenes continuing this week through Friday, and then he is back through Monday, I think. So he'll be sticking around to give Dollar Bill crap about his ugly, ugly lie. And it seems like that Lindsay Godfrey, probably isn't going to be around them much longer because this lie is about to blow up, and she's not.
I hope
staying.
It's going to blow up.
Yeah. No, she's not staying. The Boy Scout knows, and when the Boy Scout knows something, it doesn't stay secret. So.
You're talking Liam.
Liam, yeah. He's sanctimonious. He's the only Spencer with a sense of decency, and the main thing is, and were you and I talking about this last time? I can't remember, about that Brooke is, or maybe we were talking about on the other show, that Brooke is, she's a great apologizer for Bill. Like, she never stands up and tells him that he's being a creep. She just smiles and thinks about, I don't know, the good sex. I don't know. But
and that's what Liam is with Steffi, probably, then.
Yeah, well, I don't think Steffi, because Friday and then Monday, Liam, he goes to his dad, and his dad's a creep. And then he goes to Steffi, and then she tells him to, be quiet. And so that's not going to go over well. And,
I don't know.
But,
will he?
Yeah.
Will he tell?
Oh, yeah.
Will he?
Oh, yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He can't not tell. Come on. That's Liam. He can't not tell. He has to. And it's a horrible lie. But what I'm hoping fervently for is that before Liam can tell Sally or Thomas, I hope that Caroline does the right thing. And that's what I'm hoping for. That would be the best outcome. That would be the only thing that would, give her a civil future co-parenting relationship with Thomas, is if for her to go, Uncle Bill lied, I'm sorry, I should never have played along with it, go home to Sally, That's what I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that, like, right as Liam is knocking at the door to drop the truth bomb, that it's like, because Bold loves to pull their punches,
Mm-hmm.
They always pull their punches. They don't.
They want to hold. They
just
want to hold it back and.
Yeah, they don't go for the big explosion like some shows do. So it's interesting. So I tend to think that at the very last moment, right before things are going to go. So, Mick Kane is back next week as CJ.
Oh, he is.
He is. Bill is looking for a fallback plan because I think he knows, obviously, because Carolyn's not going to die. This plant is not going to hold indefinitely because there's
no,
that
I know, unless
she's not dying.
Unless she puts the thermometer next to the candle.
Yeah. So, like, okay. So, I don't know if Bill's going to try to do an end run and offer CJ more money, blah, blah, blah. But, so, yeah, Mick is back next week. And then, interestingly, Felicia Cooper did an interview, and she said she's on recurring status. She's not gone from Bold and the Beautiful. So we haven't seen the last of Sasha. I keep hoping Sasha will show up and be a surrogate for Nicole. You know, they might do that and then just like, let's keep passing. Because you never know. Maybe Mr. Avon has like eight more kids, secret kids we don't know about, and they can all just be a progressive line of surrogates for each other.
I know, for the one before.
Like pregnancy domino. Like,
oh my God.
So I haven't seen any spoilers about her coming back, but she spoke up and said, I'm still recurring. I could come back. I would love to come back. So if they are going to leave Nicole infertile, you know, it would be kind of ironic for Sasha to be pregnant with Zende's baby when she lied and says she was before. That would be kind of interesting, kind of fun.
That would be.
So you sent me, for Days of Our Lives, you sent me.
Yeah, I sent you a couple of things, didn't I?
You sent me a couple of things. So there's a fan event in October 21st and 22nd in Long Island. The Brady brothers are going to be together, Eric Motzoff and Greg Vaughn. So that's exciting. I love me some Greg Vaughn. Yeah. I miss him so much. I will always welcome him back on General Hospital. I love the beard. I love everything he's rocking. Greg Vaughn's wonderful. So if you're in Long Island or want to get yourself to Long Island to drool over the Brady brothers, October 21st and 22nd. And then some exciting other news is back on set, Brandon Beamer and Martha Madison. And with them on set filming, that means we'll see them in 6 months, as we know from Dave.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so I don't know if I can hold out that long for those sparkly blue eyes. Brandon has the most beautiful blue eyes. So very swoon-worthy. You'll take my word for it?
I'll take your word.
They are just like glittery emeralds. He just has spectacular eyes. That's exciting. Let me see if I have any more Days news.
I think I sent you something else for Days too.
Did you? Oh no.
Can you remember?
Let me go.
On Facebook?
No. I want to.
Or was that?
I don't see it.
Something about Minnesota. Days of Our Lives.
Let me dig up. Let me see. I don't know if I had that one. Bummer.
Mall of America. Did I send?
No, you did. You know what? Yeah, that's this coming weekend, isn't it? Yeah. No, you sent that to me, and for some reason I thought that was the same event that the Brady brothers were at. Nope, you're right. You sent it to me, and I am a total slacker. I'm pulling up the event right now. It is August 12th, so it is this weekend. NBC and Days of Our Lives are hosting at Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So far it looks like there's a lot of people going to this. Hillary Klein is going to host a Q&A, and there's going to be some of their favorite Days cast members. And what's really exciting is it's free, because soap events are not cheap. So this is kind of exciting.
It is. It is exciting. Oh, I have yet to go to a Days event.
Yeah?
Mhm. just too expensive.
Yeah. They have events down here in Atlanta, and every event that's come by, I've had other conflicts, and I've been trying to get to, particularly a General Hospital event. And of course,
right?
I'm sorry?
Paul and Keith, Starstruck Fan Events?
Yeah.
That's who comes to Atlanta, right?
I don't usually look at the event coordinators. I look at the people that are coming, and they're down here a lot. And what's funny is, Rick Hurst lives down here now. Did you know that?
In Atlanta?
Yeah, he packed up, and I don't know how much you know about the Atlanta film and television community, but it is the Hollywood of the South. So, like, all of the Avengers movies and the sequels have been made down here. There's so many movies shot here all the time. Walking Dead films here. And it's funny because I have family, because I grew up down here, I have family that lives out in, like, the country areas, and they routinely run into the stars of The Walking Dead at, like, out to eat and at the DMV and all this, and they said they're all just very nice. Norman Reedus, my cousin, ran into him at, like, the DMV, and she said she said he was so, like, painfully shy and very sweet, and and people here are different, where they give them space, where it's kind of different in LA or other places. They give them their space. But there's a ton of stuff that films here. Tyler Perry owns a gigantic studio. He bought a military base. I was actually stationed at that military base in the military a million years ago, and he bought the entire military base, and that's where they film a bunch. Oh, so this day's news, you saw the pictures of Tyler Christopher on set at Days, right?
Yes.
Of him in the makeup room. Yeah, so there's still no word, but people were
keeping him mum.
Yeah, they're speculating that he might be Vivian's nephew.
Nicholas,
that's been gone for the past 6 years. I know, it's one of those where when I saw he was going there, like, I wrote about it and I absorbed it, but I was like, I was mentally rejecting it because I wanted him back on General Hospital. And then those photos of him in the makeup room, it was like this reality crashing down, and it was like, oh, damn it, he's really gone. So, and Louise Sorel is back as Vivian. So they both came in the same day. Yeah.
And they came back on the same day.
Right, which is fueling the speculation that they're coming back together. Nadia Borland is going to be gone for a while. So
I heard that she's coming back. Well, I think she's going to air. She's back
next week.
Yeah, airing. She's airing next week, so she must have played this already. So, are you saying that she's taking another?
Yeah, she's going to be seen next week, but then, she's pregnant, and she's in her third trimester right now, so it's like there's this timing question. So, yeah. But the big news for me at Days is Ron Carlivati was so smart to scoop up Tyler.
Yeah, he was.
He's a great actor, and I think he's just loading the boat with people that we want to go over there and see. I have really been trying to watch the show. My problem
Are you trying?
I'm trying, but you know what I figured out? I don't know any of the characters except Patch and Kayla, because they were the only ones on it a long time ago when I lived in Germany, and it was the only American language soap opera, so I watched it then. And they're the only ones and I remember John. It was like John and Patch and Kayla. I remember them. And I guess Marlena must have been on there because I remember her too. But so what I started doing is I've been watching it on closed captions because it tells you the character name before.
Oh, good. Well, there you have an education there.
It is. It's like trying to learn a foreign language. It's so funny because I guess I've been watching General Hospital so long I don't even think about it. And then I started watching Y&R and Bald. I started watching Y&R like I don't know, 5 years ago. But because everybody's like related and there's like, just 2 or 3 big families, it was easier. And then with Bold, because there's such a small cast, that was like, okay, I got that. But then this one, it's just like, it's like literally trying to meet a whole town of people at once. I think I need a chart. Like a poster would be great. So maybe somebody can sketch me one and email it. That'd be awesome. But I am trying. I really am.
Well, I hope you get into it because I know you and I were both Ron Carlivati loyalists.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
definitely.
And I find it alarming that the ratings are dipping since he got out.
Yeah.
He needs to do the same kind of trick that they did when he brought GH coming out of the shell.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of that was downward momentum. So he's not just fighting ratings. I think he's fighting downward momentum, I think if anyone can do it, Ron can do it.
And the network seems to have faith in him.
Yeah, I mean, they just invested in Tyler.
I believe it. They say we hope Day sticks around forever. Did you see that? That one?
I did.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that because we're down to 4, and it's like, I feel like I don't want to lose any of these. It's like having your last 4 teeth. It'd be really stressful. You wouldn't be able to eat anything else. And it's a terrible analogy, but I feel like it's like I need those. So realistically, the most recent ratings was July 24th to 28th, and his work started, July 19th? What day was it?
July 19th is when he started airing, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're talking the most recent ratings are his first week. I mean, that's, to me, that's like not even fair because people don't know who he is yet, and I still think there's going to be an opportunity, especially now with Tyler, for him to convert some fans over because I've seen a lot of social media people like, I want to see Tyler. I'll go. I'll give it a try. I think he's going to get some of that look to try thing.
So if we go around the block, we say that Kimberlyn Brown was B&B's basket.
Yeah.
Steve Burton is General Hospital's basket.
Yeah.
And Tyler Christopher just happens to be Days of Our Lives basket.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think Ron's pulling out all the stops, and I think Tyler was a big get. Yeah. And Young and the Restless, I don't think they're worried enough yet. I think when they go to fill up their basket, it's going to be an Adam recast. Maybe even with like a named actor. Someone big, like if they could score, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, so nobody scream, but like someone at the level of like a Jonathan Jackson. Obviously, he's not the right type of guy to play Adam, but someone like that to where you hear his name and you're like, oh yeah, wow,
Oh, and one minor thing, and I think this is him. Okay, Days of Our Lives did have a minor airing. Do you remember we brought up Andre Kabazi in our last episode?
Oh yeah.
He right now is airing on Days of Our Lives as Abby's doctor, Dr. Shaw.
Okay.
That I am almost sure that's him.
Okay.
If you've watched it, he's the one who I know it's a minor role, but he is there. I didn't expect that. Well, yeah, I did because I read it.
Did you?
Probably on social media, and I saw his picture. So
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
So
speaking of guest spots as doctors, I don't know if you watched today's GH already, but
I have. Yep.
James DePaiva was on as Dr. Bench and asked out Jordan, and I was like, no way, what?
Oh, yeah. I say go for it.
Yeah, that was interesting. And she was like, I'm not ready. And it's like, yeah, well, Aunt Stella's ready for you to be ready. Because it's so funny because you can see what's coming a mile away with that. Aunt Stella is going to try to hook up Valerie with Curtis, and Valerie's going to be like, yeah, been there, done that. And when Aunt Stella finds out he's not with Valerie because of Jordan, Aunt Stella's going to, like, go nuclear again, you know. So.
Are we going to...
Get a what?
I forgot. Go on, you finish, because I
have a tendency. I like Brittany Sarpy, and I wish they could find somebody and something for her, you know. I don't know. But I like to see her around, and I like her interaction with Bernie Watson. And, you know, Bernie's sticking around for a little while. I don't think they originally had intended to keep her that long, but I think people liked her, and it played well, and she's staying around, and it's nice to see more people of color in Port Charles, and it's nice for Curtis to have a family because Curtis is my go-to, one of my favorite new characters. Donnell
and
Turner's
probably
a sweetheart.
Carolyn's too.
Yeah.
We'll ask her tomorrow night if she's been watching.
We will have to ask her. I've been telling her you need to just, if nothing else, watch for the shirtless hunks. You know, that's why I'm rooting so hard for Griffin to get in a romance with literally anyone. You know,
anyone.
Even if it had to be, even if it was Griffin and Curtis, that way they'd both be shirtless. Like, that's fine.
Oh, geez.
I don't think they're going to get.
I don't think the women, the perspiration on all the women will be so bad they won't be able to see.
They would, like wiping the fog off their TV. But it's still so funny to me that General Hospital's like, well, we haven't had any love scenes in a while. Let's put them out jogging shirtless. And there's Ryan Pavey, and then there's, you know, Matt Cohen. It's like, come on. And then Curtis is out and he's jogging. It's like, come on. I can't even. I'm trying to think the last sex scene I have seen on that show, because they're showing like Finn and Hayden making out, but she's rocking the baby bump and she's got her thing, but there's just been like nothing. And Sam's got cat litter poopy disease, and that's not very sexy. Yeah.
No, that's
Sonny
not.
got a building. Yeah, Sonny got a building dropped on him. I mean, Maxie's in and out for layovers, and I don't know. Today, that's right. Mac and Felicia were getting busy in the bushes today.
They're back in the flat.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. I loved that scene. Honestly, that was great when Aunt Stella was calling them perverts. I was laughing out loud. I loved that scene. I thought that was great. And then the fact that Mac even said, call my son-in-law. It's like, really? Wouldn't you want that to be the last person you call? Why would you have him call Dante? Why would you have him call Nathan? And Nathan shows up, and Nathan's like, ew. You know.
He's standing there. He said, I don't want to be here right now.
I know. It's like, yeah, public indecency, yes, because I totally want to arrest my in-laws for public indecency. I don't want to think about what they're doing. And then, no, it was very cleverly done. I liked it. But at the same time, kids play in that park, you know. So
yeah,
that was my thought. It was like that could have been Spencer stumbling over them. I hope Man Landers didn't tell them, you know, go get busy in a park. So
I think he did.
Yeah, well, I think he said like be spontaneous, but you know.
He didn't go all out and say, let's do it. Let's do it in the children's park.
Exactly. Let's get over there on the jungle.
Buy a subscription after that.
it was funny. I appreciate them tucking in clothes and not really showing us that much. But aside from that, it's like there's just this, to me, this stark and noticeable lack of romance on General Hospital. Oh, Michael got busy with Nell last week. We saw a little bit of that of him in the towel, and I appreciate seeing Chad in the towel also. But
he appreciates seeing it too, I bet.
Oh yeah, but that's
he's coming out.
Oh yeah.
I don't mean out of the closet, but he's been busy in the gym.
Yeah, because Courtney Hope has had him. I think it helps to date a fitness model because Courtney Hope is always at the gym. She's in great shape. Yeah. So, but I'm not seeing the romance over there, and so I'm hoping for Griffin and Ava, although they're doing his Phantom of the Opera with the mask and I wrote a thing saying that I thought it was going to be a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing that's coming, inner beauty versus outer beauty, and
I read that. That is yours, isn't it? The Grava that's coming.
Yeah, I did a thing where I wrote about that. I think my title was something like about that she's tempted by both Valentine and Griffin, and she's going to get to this low point where she wants her beautiful face back, but by then there'll be a romance sparked with Griffin, and if she sinks to that level and gets rid of the scars, she could lose this great guy. And I think it's going to come down to inner beauty versus her vanity, and we all know she's very vain.
Yeah.
So I did that originally. I don't know. I'm sure it's been copied, but I did pull up the ratings. The most recent ratings that came out Saturday are for the last full week of July 24th to 28th, and across the board, everybody was down staggering amounts. The biggest drop was for Bald. Bald was down.
Really?
Yeah. Year over, they have like week over week and then year over year. So Bald dropped 128,000 compared to the week before. And from this time last year, they lost 339,000 overall viewers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So
see, those numbers make me nervous.
In the big picture, it's interesting because General Hospital lost 241,000 from this time last year, but they actually picked up 77,000 week over week. Y&R, they were down 228,000, and they lost 61,000 from the week below. So they were almost as bad. But the interesting thing was Days. Days was down 212,000 from this time last year, which is bad, but not as bad as the drops for all the other soaps. But do you know what? Compared to the week before, the first full week of Ron Colabardi, 1,000 viewers more, which isn't
1,000 viewers more for Ron.
Yeah, than the prior week. So it's it's like 1,000 is 1,000. I mean, that's how you build, just little by little.
Yeah.
So when you start breaking the demographics down, it's funny because they top out at 18 to at 49, and there's this legion of older viewers that they're not tabulating, but they're in the older the overall numbers. So. But even so, Days dropped less in the 18 and 49 than Y&R and B&B. Y&R was down 94,000 year over year. 18 to 49, Bold was down 81,000 year over year. And then Days was down 69,000. And then GH actually did the best in that demographic. They were down 48,000 year over year, and they actually gained 15,000 week over week. So... But Bold, GH, and Days are all on new lows when it comes to the women 18 to 49. So
You have to get them to start watching.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of, people do. I mean, it's one of those legacy things. I think that my sister got me to watch. My mom didn't. She didn't watch those, but all my aunts did, and then my sister did. My aunts got my sister to watch, and my sister set me down in front of Luke and Laura when I was a kid, and that got me hooked. I think people have to. It's a legacy thing. You have to teach your kids.
Yeah.
So we need to go out and recruit them. I know this that when my son was little, no matter how fussy he was, when the General Hospital theme music came on, he quieted down.
Really?
He did. He knew the song.
Time for Mom.
Well, I just think it was like because he knew I'd sit still and hold him nonstop for an hour. So it was like the theme song was like, oh, she's gonna stop doing other stuff and sit down and just hold me for a solid hour. So it is funny. Both my kids knew the song when they were little bitty, and they were like, oh, okay. Everything stopped.
Everything all at once.
Yeah. So I think I have faith in Ron pulling Dave's numbers up. I think that the ratings down, but not as bad as the other ones, which means it's the niche. It's the whole niche. It's not just Dave. So
yeah, it's sad. I want it around a while because it's an important part. What are we going to watch on television? I mean, if they go, if soaps are going, I hope I'm gone before they are then. But if they go, I mean, I'd rather watch them than some things on television.
Oh,
if they go, then I don't watch anything on daytime.
I don't watch. Oh yeah, no, I don't watch anything on daytime during the soaps. I don't do the talk shows. I don't do any of those. I don't care for them. I don't watch the cooking shows. Yeah, literally, my TV stays off unless for some reason, like I missed something the day before. Like if I didn't have time to watch Bold, I'll get up and I'll make coffee and I'll put it on demand or off my DVR because I always make sure to watch it within that 24-hour window so they count me. And even if I watch live for some reason or I'm not going to be home, I will still DVR it and play it so that they still get credit for my box watching. So that's a tip for anyone listening. If you're not going to be home, DVR it and then press play on it later if you don't have time to watch it and go vacuum. That way the cable company reports you as watching it. So
it's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do? What about demand? Does demand count?
As my understanding is on-demand counts. I'm going to dig in and do research. We had talked about doing like a podcast on how to help your soaps, but I haven't done the homework yet. Yeah, on-demand, generally with this stuff, the window is 24 hours from the time it airs until, So my theory, based on how they monitor DVR, where if you record it, you have to watch it within 24 hours of airing, is probably on-demand is the same thing. So if you forget to DVR it or you don't DVR it, and at usually a little after midnight, the shows come on demand. So like if you get up in the morning, you can usually watch them on demand. General Hospital shows up later. The CBS shows up earlier. I've studied this because if your box ever glitches on DVR, then you can get up and do on demand. But Y&R and Bold show up earlier. Days has just gotten much better about their streaming stuff and their on demand. And General Hospital, yeah, when you get up in the morning, General Hospital, yeah. So,
good.
But so if you try to watch it within 24 hours, ideally, if most people work outside the home, is to DVR it and come home and watch it. And if you're watching from a link on Facebook, that's bad. I mean, I'm not judging you on a personal level, like saying, "Oh, you're bad. You shouldn't do that."
No, you're not helping.
Right.
You're not helping.
Right. That if you want these shows to stay around, they have to know that you're watching. And I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands of people, I'm guessing, based on the activity I see, are watching off of a link like that. And when the soaps are losing a couple of 100,000 viewers a week, if you don't step back into the mainstream and view them using proper paid channels, subscription channels, things like that, then, you're feeding the bad ratings, and it's going to go off. A lot of the markets now, my market doesn't right now, but a lot of the markets do have ABC Go, which is a few bucks a month, and that gets you General Hospital. CBS All Access it's like $5.99 a month. That gets you Young and the Restless and Bald. And I don't know about the NBC app, but I've got CBS All Access because I watch the Big Brother feeds and talk about them on my Friday podcast here.
NBC app is free.
Yeah. And
it is free. And you don't have to pay anything.
And also, if they're with ABC.com, you have to log in with like a cable provider. But if they ever interrupt a show, like if you watch it off live TV, like broadcast TV or whatever, if they ever have to interrupt the show for news, they, like 9 times out of 10, they'll tweet it. They'll tweet the link, and they'll tell you that you can watch it for free on ABC.com. And I'm certain that they count those numbers. So,
one of the sad point about the ABC app is it does not work for me in my area. It does not cater to my cable provider.
Yeah, it doesn't. ABC Go, for whatever, I can log on with my cable provider, but the ABC Go app isn't here at all. And there is a new streaming service I just learned about this week, and I'm certain that their stuff will count. YouTube TV. YouTube has launched streaming TV, and it is extremely affordable, and it's got almost everything. I'm pulling it up right now because I had never even heard of it. It's called YouTube TV. It is $35 a month, which is cheaper than cable, and everybody's already got internet. And it's got a cloud-based DVR, so
it has
you can
cloud-based DVR.
Yeah, so for $30, and because just getting a DVR box in my house from Comcast is more than $35 a month. Just that, without even having service on it. Yeah, it's like hundreds of dollars a month I pay for cable.
Yeah.
But they have live streaming from ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. So all the soap networks are on there, and you can tell it to DVR shows, and then you log on, and it's sitting there in the cloud. It's not taking up computer room. It's in the cloud. It's waiting for you, and those numbers will count. So if you don't have any cable at all, but everybody's got internet, $35 a month, YouTube TV, and it's YouTube. It's tv.youtube.com, and you get a month free, and you can cancel it anytime. So it's not like you're signing your life's blood away like when you sign up with Comcast or DirecTV. So.
Oh, I like
there's
that.
My pitch. There's my pitch for the ratings. It's a great new product.
And that's going to count. And that's going to count toward ratings if we watch it on there.
Yeah, because all the dynamic of how they're having to count the ratings has changed, because before they didn't count on demand and they didn't count your DVR. They only counted people who watch TV, who watch live TV, which was insane, because think about what tiny percentage of people now probably watch live TV. I never watch live TV because then I can't fast forward through the commercials. Even if I'm home, I watch it off my DVR so I can fast forward, So, but there are options out there. And on the YouTube TV, there's 6 accounts per household. So if there's a bunch of everybody can have their own log on and their own stuff, and there's no storage limit on your DVR. Like my Comcast DVR, I fill it up with stuff, and then it gets full, and then I'm like, I got to start making Sophie's Choice and deleting stuff. And then
so if you have internet.
Yep. Which everybody does, pretty much.
Which everyone does. You can get rid of your cable.
Mhm.
And watch it on your computer? Or can
you can watch it on your computer, but I believe, I don't know all the details, that some of the devices, Chromecast, the Google Chromecast stick, there's a YouTube TV app. So that's plugged into your TV, and then the app runs on there, so you can actually watch it on your TV. A lot of people are used to watching stuff on their laptops. I watch a ton of stuff on my laptop. But if you have a Chromecast, and I think some of the new smart TVs, and they're supposed to be getting an app for the Amazon Fire Stick, which I love mine. I've got like 3 of them all over my house. And then I think the Roku is supposed to be getting it. So, yeah, you can actually play it on your TV. And the Chromecast stick is like $30, and I had read something about if you sign up for the YouTube TV during a certain window, they'll actually just mail you one for free. So.
How about that?
Yeah.
They'll
but
mail you what?
They'll what?
What will they mail you for free?
A Chromecast stick.
A Chromecast stick.
Yeah, it just plugs into the back of your HDMI port on your TV. I have a Fire Stick. I have a Chromecast stick, too. I don't really use it, but I started with that one, and then I got a Fire Stick and liked it better. I watch all of my Netflix and my CBS All Access on that, which is nice because, with cable, you have to have cable and a cable outlet and all this stuff running. But if you've got these sticks plug in and they've got Wi-Fi. So, like, I have a TV in my kitchen with this stick and Wi-Fi, and I can watch all this stuff in my kitchen. So it's great. That's our technology lesson for today.
Technology lesson. We went into technology from soaps into technology. Well, that's everything but the story. So that does count. If we're counting ratings, we're in the counting business, and how does that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very important. And I'm pretty much almost out of news, but the one thing we didn't talk about that I feel like deserves a mention is what's going on with William DeVry.
Yeah, we don't know, do we?
Well, yeah, and I've seen some headlines that he's gone and never coming back, or this or that, and they were trying to say that it was coming from him, that he's not coming back. He has made it clear that he wants to come back, and that he thinks that it's probably going to happen, but his business people are working with General Hospital's business people, and they're trying to hammer things out. So
that's good for us.
Yeah. I love him, and Nancy Lee Graham just did an interview, and she spoke out on it. She was at a press tour party, and she said that, she's hoping that it works out and things like that. So we'll see.
We shall see.
I'm cheering for him. Yeah, I don't think GH can lose one more person. I just think it would be a total bummer. So
it would, and you need someone to fill that part for Nancy.
Yeah. I mean,
who you get for Nancy if Will isn't there?
Well, I have an idea. They could get poor Sean Butler out of jail, because you remember they dated for a hot minute, and It's so funny because people are so indignant, and I'm like, yeah, but they left him in jail because Sean Blakemore is doing all this primetime stuff. He was on CSI Cyber, and he's on this, and he's on that, and it's funny. They're indignant, and it's like, well, yeah, they left him in jail, though, because the actor has a lot of stuff going on. But, yeah, they could always, because he doesn't even need to be in jail. Of course, Hayden is leaving town, is she going to stop by the PCPD and tell them, oh, by the way, he never shot me on her way out of town?
Oh, God. There's
I just
one.
thought about that. Because with her out of town, there's no one to exonerate him.
Oh, God. That's one to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, that just danced across my cranium, and it was like, oh, no. Poor Sean. Well, I don't know.
I don't know either. So do you have a final message before you want to sign it off?
Well, the final message is come back tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Because
that would be a nice message.
Yeah.
Tell us about tomorrow
night. Let's see. Tomorrow night, we're going to be going back and talking about what's happened recently on all the soaps, in case you missed it. So we have lots to cover. I don't even want to dip my toe in that water because I know that everybody else has got lots of stuff to say. And there's some really good stuff going on. So you definitely should come back tomorrow night. And then Friday night, we have our Big Brother recap. And there's tomorrow night's eviction night. And there's a lot of big stuff happening in the house and a possible self-eviction looming that I wrote about today. And it's very exciting. So that's my message. What's your final message?
My final message is pay attention to Belynda Gates Turner because she speaks the truth in my case.
Oh my God!
I love you to death, honey.
Thank you so much. I love you too. For those that want to check out my blog posts, you can check me out on Twitter at BelyndaGT, BelyndaGT, and I'm always tweeting with David and the great people at Take Two Radio. You can always find me on Twitter.
Yep, I'm on Take Two Radio as Take Two Radio Crew. That's my show moniker, and my personal one is Site Advocate. If you don't already know, because I tweet both at them at the same time. Lucky me. And that's it. And you'll be meeting the rest of us tomorrow night.
Yep.
7 o'clock.
Back tomorrow, 7 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bat channel. Until then, I see you. Thank you for joining me tonight. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.